Hi, this is Jeremy. I'm testing out this Trend Compass software by Epic Systems. This is software that does visual charting and is very similar to some of the charting work that was done by Hans Rosling. In fact, what you're going to see here was inspired by his work from a few years ago. I want to try to do this with an HR data set. So it is a sample data set. It is not real data. I just kind of mocked it up to see if we could tell a story using the software for HR purposes. So the goal here, what I've done is I've created a scenario where starting in January 2008 and then moving through 2008 through August 2009, can we see what trends were occurring with both the number of applicants occurring at corporate sites and the number of hires that are happening. And I did that grouped by the source of that hire. So kind of standard stuff, but we'll see how it works through time. The red, blue, and little green dots are just sources of hire. Again, not real data, but I wanted to just kind of see how things would kind of bop about as we went through and made it work. Just a couple of bits of orientation here. At the bottom we have the hires axis, so if things move to the right, that means more hires. The y-axis are the number of applications received, so as you move up, if you see bubbles moving up, that means that there are more applications. So, in recessions, what you would normally see are fewer hires, more applications, and in good times, you see relatively fewer applications and more hires. So we're just going to watch this pattern and see how it unfolds over time as I click this little button here. And so we're kind of starting out here in January 2008, and hiring is still kind of holding up, where you see things shifting off to the right a little bit, and we are seeing some applicant flow and volume. Then kind of mid last year, we begin to see these trends of the hiring coming down, and as the hiring comes down, we're also beginning to see the applicant volume going up. So you see very low hire volume, but very high application volume in here too, and this will probably last a couple more months before we start to see a little bit of improvement. So we're kind of getting a little closer to the to present day, and hiring's improved a bit, and applications have improved a bit too. Well, that was an interesting experiment to see what how the data would really look for us, to see what patterns are actually there. And in the spirit of trying to tell a story using data, it seems like there's at least this there is something to this to look at. We'll try more of this if this really does turn out to be something of interest to any of you, and happy to get your feedback. Thanks for listening.